The History of Real Madrid, a bedtime story to fall asleep to. Part 1. The White Shirt and the Early Years, 1902 to 1939. Close your eyes. Let your breath slow down. Imagine a different Madrid, not the bustling, modern metropolis of today, but a quieter city of stone streets, gas lamps, and the soft clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages. The air is cooler, the pace is slower, and in the heart of this old city, a dream is about to be born. The year is 1902. It is March, and the winter chill is just beginning to lift. On the 6th day of the month, a group of enthusiasts, led by the Padros brothers, gathers to officially form the Madrid Football Club. They choose a kit of pure white, simple, elegant, and bright. In this first year, they play on dirt fields, the dust swirling around their ankles, laying the very first stone of a castle that would one day touch the sky. In 1903, the club travels to their first final of the Copa del Rey. Though they do not lift the trophy, the spirit of competition is ignited. The young team realizes that silver is not enough. They crave gold. 1904 brings a year of gathering. The club grows larger, merging with other local teams like Moderno and Amicale. It is a year of handshakes and new friendships, strengthening the foundation. Madrid becomes a founding member of FIFA, placing its name on the global map before the world even knows what football will become. Then comes 1905, a golden year. On a warm April day, Madrid wins its very first title, the Copa del Rey. The white shirts gleam in the sun as they lift the cup, a feeling they decide they want to feel again and again. And they do. In 1906, the team defends their crown. The city begins to take notice. The crowds are small, polite, and curious, watching this new ballet of the feet. The success continues in 1907. For the third time, Madrid are kings of the cup. The identity of the club is forming, a refusal to yield, a habit of winning. By 1908, the streak becomes legendary. A fourth consecutive Copa del Rey is secured. The club is no longer just a pastime. It is becoming a symbol of the city itself, consistent and proud. 1909 is a year of administration and structure. The club helps found the Spanish Football Federation. It is a quiet year on the pitch, but a vital one in the boardroom, ensuring the game in Spain has a future. In 1910, the club seeks a new home. They begin to rent land near the O'Donnell Street. It is humble, with no grass, just earth and determination. The game is evolving, and Madrid is evolving with it. 1911 passes gently. It is a year of transition, of players coming and going, the quiet breathing space between eras. The team plays local matches, keeping the flame alive. Then, in 1912, a significant moment arrives, though few realize it at the time. The team moves fully to the O'Donnell Field, building a fence to separate the fans from the play. And quietly, a young man named Santiago Bernabéu joins the youth ranks. He is just a boy, but he carries the destiny of the club in his heart. 1913 sees the club cementing its place as the best in the central region. The rivalry with teams from Barcelona begins to simmer, a distant heat that would one day boil over. 1914, the world changes with the onset of the Great War elsewhere in Europe, but in neutral Spain, football continues. A brilliant player named René Petit joins the team, bringing a touch of elegance to the midfield. 1915 is a year of regional domination. The crowds at O'Donnell are growing. Men in hats and suits stand along the sidelines, cheering for the men in white. 1916 brings an epic battle. In the Copa del Rey semifinals, Madrid plays Barcelona 4 times to settle a winner. It is an exhausting, dramatic year that proves the resilience of the players. 1917 is a year of glory returned. Madrid wins the Copa del Rey again, their 5th title. The young Bernabéu is now a key player, scoring goals and leading with a passion that defines the crest. 1918 is a heartbreak year. They reach the final again, but fall to Real Union. In the defeat, they learn that endurance is just as important as victory. 1919 marks the end of a decade. The club is strong, the regional champion again. The name Madrid is spoken with respect across the peninsula. The year 2020 brings a royal touch. King Alfonso XIII grants the club the title of Real. The crown is added to the crest, and Madrid Football Club becomes Real Madrid. It is a year of immense pride and regal status. In 1921, the team begins to look outward, traveling for matches abroad. They take their new royal name to foreign fields, planting seeds of international fame. 1922 sees the return of regional success. The team is comfortable, the rhythm of the season familiar and steady. The O'Donnell pitch is becoming too small for their ambition. 1923 is a year of movement. The club moves to a new ground at the Ciudad Lineal Velodrome. The grass is greener, the capacity larger. The club is stretching its legs. But even that is not enough. 1924 is a landmark year. Real Madrid opens the Chamartin Stadium. It is a true home, a fortress of sport. The roar of the crowd sounds different here, louder, deeper. 1925 brings a curious experiment. Inspired by a visit to England, the club briefly swaps its white shorts for black ones. It is a year of bad luck and strange aesthetics, a lesson that purity should not be tampered with. By 1926, the all-white kit returns, never to be changed again. The club focuses on professionalism. The amateur days are fading. Football is becoming a way of life. 1927 is a year of adventure. The club embarks on a successful tour of the Americas. They cross the ocean, taking the name of Real Madrid to the New World, playing under different stars. 1928 is a year of anticipation. Spain is preparing for a national league. The club prepares, strengthening its squad, sensing that the competition is about to become fiercer. 1929 brings the birth of La Liga. The National League begins. Real Madrid fights valiantly, leading for much of the season. But in a dramatic twist, they lose the title on the very last day. It is a year of almost, a year that leaves them hungry. In 1930, a legend arrives. Ricardo Zamora, the Divine One, signs for the club. He is a goalkeeper of immense presence. With him between the posts, the goal looks smaller to opponents. 1931 brings political change. The Second Republic is proclaimed. The Real is dropped from the name, and the crown is removed from the crest. They are Madrid FC again. But on the pitch, the team is becoming unstoppable. 1932 is historic. The club wins its very first La Liga title. They go the entire season undefeated, a fortress of white moving through Spain without a single loss. It is a year of absolute perfection. 1933 sees the dominance continue. They retain the league title. The defense is ironclad, the attack precise. Madrid is the undisputed king of Spanish football, even without the crown on their shirt. 1934 is a year of cup success. They win the Copa de la República. The trophy cabinet at Chamartin is filling up, the wood groaning under the weight of silver and gold. 1935 is a year of spectacular moments. The team is explosive, delivering massive victories that fans talk about in cafes for months. The football is joyous and free. Then, 1936. The year begins with a legendary save by Zamora in the cup final against Barcelona, securing the trophy. But in July, the sky darkens. The Spanish Civil War breaks out. The football stops. The laughter fades. 1937 is a silent year. The league is suspended. The players are scattered. The Chamartin Stadium stands empty, the wind whistling through the terraces where cheers once rang out. 1938 continues the silence. It is a year of survival. The club exists only in the hearts of its people. There are no goals, only memories of better days, kept alive in whispers. Finally, 1939. The war ends. Madrid is a city of scars, and the club's headquarters are in ruins. But as the dust settles, the people look to the white shirt as a beacon of hope. The club has survived the darkness. The 1930s end not with a trophy, but with a deep collective breath. The old era is over, and from the rubble, something new is waiting to rise. Part 2. The Cathedral of Dreams, 1940 to 1969. The year is 1940, and the world is weary. In Madrid, the rubble is being cleared, and life begins to stir again. The club, like the city, must start anew. The old stands are damaged, the treasury is empty, and many faces from the past are gone. It is a year of quiet resilience, of simply existing when existence itself is a victory. 1941 brings the slow, steady work of reconstruction. The team is fragile, a collection of new names trying to learn the weight of the white shirt. Sundays become a refuge again, a place for the people to forget the hardships of the week, even if the scoreboard does not always bring joy. In 1942, the team shows flashes of its old spirit. They reach the final of the cup, a glimmer of silver in a gray time. Though they do not win, the fans see a spark. The heart of the club is beating stronger, pumping life back into the bruised limbs of the organization. Then comes 1943, a year that changes everything. In the heat of June, a rivalry explodes. Madrid defeats Barcelona 11-1 in a cup match that is talked about in whispers and shouts for decades. But more importantly, in July, a former player named Santiago Bernabéu becomes the club president. He is a visionary who looks at the broken landscape and sees not ruins, but an empire. 1944 is the year of the great dream. Bernabéu points to a plot of land near the Castellana Road and says, "We will build the greatest stadium in the world here." It seems impossible, a madness, but the shovel hits the dirt. The future is being dug out of the earth. 1945 is a year of waiting. The team finishes second in the league, close, but not quite there. The focus is split between the pitch and the rising concrete skeletons of the new stadium. The fans watch the construction with as much passion as the matches. In 1946, joy returns. The club wins the cup again, their first title in a decade. It is a warm rain after a long drought. The trophy is paraded through the streets, a signal that the giant is waking up. 1947 is a landmark year. On a crisp December day, the Nuevo Chamartin Stadium opens its gates. It is colossal, a cathedral of concrete and passion. When the players run out onto the grass for the first time, they're small figures in a vast white bowl of cheering souls. Madrid finally has a throne. 1948 is a year of struggle, strangely enough. With the new stadium comes the pressure to perform, and the team nearly faces relegation. It is a humble reminder that concrete does not score goals, men do. They survive, barely, learning that grandeur must be earned. 1949 sees the team stabilizing. They are safe in their new home, finding their rhythm. The club begins to look for the pieces that will turn a good team into a legendary one. It is a year of scouting, of plotting, of quiet ambition. The decade turns in 1950. The world is modernizing, and so is football. Madrid is a strong side, respected but not yet feared. They are waiting for a spark, a conductor for their orchestra. 1951 brings the arrival of calmness. The team is solid, the foundations secure. The board works tirelessly behind the scenes, preparing the finances for a move that will shake the world. 1952 is the year of the Golden Jubilee. To celebrate 50 years, the club hosts a tournament. A team from Colombia, Millonarios, visits. Among them is a blonde Argentine named Alfredo Di Stefano. He moves like water, sharp and unstoppable. Bernabéu watches him from the presidential box and knows he is the one. 1953 is the turning point of history. After a fierce battle for his signature, Di Stefano joins Real Madrid. Alongside him comes Paco Gento, a winger as fast as the wind. The chemistry is instant. The air in the stadium changes. The electricity is palpable. 1954 is the year of the explosion. Led by the Blonde Arrow, Madrid wins the league title for the first time in 21 years. The city erupts. It is not just a win, it is a declaration of dominance. The era of the White Ballet has begun. 1955, the club looks beyond the borders. They help conceive a new idea, a tournament to decide the best club in Europe. The stadium is renamed the Santiago Bernabéu, honoring the man who built it. The stage is set for a continental drama. 1956 is the year of the First Crusade. In Paris, in the very first European Cup final, Madrid fights back to win 4-3 against Reims. They return home as kings of Europe. The white shirt now has a glow that reaches across the Pyrenees. 1957 brings the Kings home. The final is played at the Bernabéu itself. Before 124,000 of their own people, they defeat Fiorentina to lift the second European Cup. The stadium becomes a fortress, a place where miracles are expected. 1958 is a year of resilience. The team travels to Brussels and wins a third consecutive European Cup in overtime. A Hungarian genius, Ferenc Puskás, joins the ranks. He is older, stocky, and has a magical left foot. Critics doubt him. He smiles and prepares to silence them. 1959 sees the collection grow. A fourth European Cup is secured against Reims again. The partnership between Di Stefano and Puskás is telepathic. They play football not as a sport, but as an art form, painting victories on the green canvas. 1960 is the peak, the year of perfection. In Glasgow, before a mesmerizing crowd, Madrid beats Eintracht Frankfurt 7-3 to win their 5th European Cup. It is widely called the greatest game ever played. They are untouchable, the undisputed masters of the universe. They also win the very first Intercontinental Cup, crowned champions of the world. 1961 begins a shift. The team dominates Spain, winning the league easily. But in Europe, they fall to their rivals Barcelona in a controversial tie. It is a reminder that even gods can bleed. The invincibility is cracked, but the class remains. 1962 is bittersweet. They win the league and the cup in Spain, a magnificent double. But in the European final in Amsterdam, they lose to Benfica. The old guard is tiring. The legs are heavy, even if the minds are sharp. 1963 is a year of domestic comfort. They win the league again, their 3rd in a row. The Bernabéu is a happy place, a routine of victory on Sunday afternoons, even as the European crown stays out of reach. 1964 marks the end of an era. They win a 4th consecutive league, but lose another European final. Following this, the great Alfredo Di Stefano leaves the club. It is a tearful, quiet goodbye to the man who changed everything. The father of the modern Real Madrid moves on. 1965 sees a new identity emerging. They win the league for a 5th straight time, a record. The team is becoming younger, more Spanish. They are known as the Ye generation, named after the chorus of a Beatles song. They are hip, modern, and hungry. 1966 is the year of the Phoenix. With a team entirely of Spanish players, led by the veteran Gento, Madrid returns to the European final. Against the odds, they defeat Partizan Belgrade. They are kings of Europe for the 6th time. The old lion has roared again with a new voice. 1967 is a year of tribute. The club honors Di Stefano with a testimonial match. The fans stand and applaud, closing the book on the old days with gratitude. On the pitch, it is a quieter season, a deep breath after the euphoria of the 6th cup. 1968 brings the league trophy back to the cabinet. The Yi team proves they are not a one-hit wonder. They are consistent, tough, and proud. The culture of winning has been successfully passed down to the new generation. And finally, 1969. The decade closes with yet another league title. It is the end of the swinging 60s, a time of immense change in the world and the club. The golden era of the original Galacticos has faded into a fond memory, and a new steely professionalism has taken its place. As the sun sets on the 1960s, Real Madrid stands tall, not just as a team, but as an institution woven into the very fabric of history. Part 3. The Long Wait and the Return of Kings, from 1970 to 1999. The year is 1970. The glorious noise of the 60s has faded, and a quiet determination settles over the club. It is a year of transition, where the team wins the domestic cup, a silver lining in a season of change. The old heroes are stepping back, making room for new faces who must learn the weight of the crest. In 1971, the club reaches the final of the European Cup Winners' Cup. They travel to Greece to face Chelsea, playing 2 grueling matches. They do not win, but the fighting spirit remains unbroken. It is a year of grit, proving that even in defeat, Madrid does not bow. In 1972, the league trophy returns to the Bernabéu. The team is disciplined and strong, a reflection of their manager, the legendary Miguel Muñoz. He has been the steady hand on the wheel for over a decade, guiding the club through calm and storm alike. In 1973 is a year of patience. The football world is changing. New styles are emerging from the Netherlands and Germany. Madrid watches, learns, and holds its ground, finishing just behind the leaders, waiting for the tide to turn. Then comes 1974, a poignant year. After 14 seasons, Miguel Muñoz steps down as manager. It feels like a father leaving the home he built. The club takes a deep breath, stepping into the unknown without their longtime guide. 1975 brings a fresh wave of joy. With a new energy, the team reclaims the league title. The players embrace on the pitch, sensing that the club is finding its feet again. The fans in the stands exhale. The future is safe. 1976 is another year of domestic triumph. They defend their title with ease. The midfield is marshaled by Piri, a player of immense courage who plays through pain and leads by example. He becomes the symbol of this era, brave, resilient, and unyielding. 1977 marks the club's 75th anniversary. It is a year of celebration, of looking back at 3/4 of a century of history. But on the pitch, it is a humble year, a reminder that history alone does not win matches. The team finishes lower in the table, a quiet stumble in a long journey. 1978 is the year that the heart of the club stops. In June, Santiago Bernabéu passes away. The man who built the stadium, who dreamed the impossible, is gone. The flags fly at half-mast, and a profound silence falls over Madrid. The World Cup is played that summer, but for the white side of the city, the real story is the empty chair in the presidential box. 1979 is a year of honoring the legacy. The club organizes a trophy in Bernabéu's name. On the field, they fight their way to another league title, a parting gift to their late president. It is a year of mourning, but also of moving forward, just as he would have wanted. The new decade begins in 1980 with a moment of pure magic that has never happened before or since. In the final of the Copa del Rey, Real Madrid plays against its own reserve team, Castilla. The big brothers play the little brothers. It is a festival of the club's own creation, a celebration of its fertile soil. 1981 is a year of almost. They reached the European Cup final in Paris, wearing pure white against Liverpool. The game is tight and tense, but a late goal leaves them empty-handed. It is a heartbreak year, the trophy slipping through their fingers like sand. 1982 sees the return of an old friend. Alfredo Di Stefano comes back to manage the team. His presence brings a wave of nostalgia, but the season ends in frustration, with narrow losses in multiple competitions. It is a lesson that even legends cannot control destiny. 1983 is the year of the runner-up. The team finishes second in 5 different competitions. It is a heavy, difficult year, testing the faith of the players. But quietly, in the youth ranks, a group of 5 young men is beginning to stir. 1984 is the dawn of the vulture. A young Emilio Butragueño debuts, and with him, a generation known as La Quinta del Buitre. They are homegrown, elegant, and fiercely talented. They do not just play football, they dance with the ball. A fresh wind blows through the stadium. 1985 brings the first harvest of this new planting. They win the UEFA Cup, a European trophy to soothe the old wounds. The football is fluid and exciting. The dark clouds of the early 80s are sweeping away. 1986 is the start of a dynasty. The club wins the league, the first of 5 in a row. Hugo Sanchez, a Mexican striker with an acrobat's agility, begins to score goals for fun. The Bernabéu becomes a place of constant celebration. 1987 sees the dominance grow. The interplay between the midfielders is telepathic. The team wins the league again, playing a brand of football that is both aggressive and artistic. The fans endure the cold winters warmed by the heat of the team's performance. 1988 is a year of absolute power. The team is unstoppable in Spain, winning the league with games to spare. They are the undisputed kings of the land, though the European Cup still remains a distant, elusive dream. 1989 is a year of perfection at home. They win the league and the cup. The team is so dominant that the season feels like a long victory lap. The chemistry of the Quinta is at its peak, a symphony of movement and goals.
1990 closes the golden run. They win a 5th consecutive league title, a record that stands like a mountain. As the year ends, there is a sense that this beautiful cycle is naturally coming to a close. The legs are a little heavier, the rivals a little closer. 1991 is a year of changing tides. The dominance shifts to the coast, to Barcelona. Madrid finishes 3rd, watching their rivals lift the trophy. It is a humbling year, a time to regroup and look for new answers. 1992 brings deep pain. In the final game of the season, Madrid travels to the island of Tenerife, needing a win to secure the title. They lose. The league is lost in the final breath. It is a year of shock and disbelief. 1993 feels like a recurring nightmare. Once again, the league is decided on the final day in Tenerife. Once again, Madrid falls. It is a psychological blow, a year where the sun seems to refuse to shine on the white shirt. 1994 is a year of rebuilding from the ashes. The club searches for a new identity. Jorge Valdano, a philosopher of football, returns as manager. He speaks of restoring the pride and the style of the club. A young boy named Raul Gonzalez is spotted in the youth teams, hungry and sharp. 1995 is the year of redemption. Valdano's team plays beautiful football, culminating in a 5-0 victory over their greatest rivals. They reclaim the league title, breaking the spell. A 17-year-old Raul becomes the new idol, the Prince of Madrid. 1996 is a year of transition and heavy investment. The club finishes outside the European places, a rare failure. But in the offices, they are signing players who will change history. Roberto Carlos, Clarence Seedorf, Predrag Mijatovic. A new architect, Fabio Capello, arrives to build a machine. 1997 is a year of iron discipline. Capello's Madrid is tough, organized, and effective. They wrestle the league title back, winning with grit rather than just grace. The foundation for something greater is being poured. Then arrives 1998, the year of the obsession. 32 years have passed since Madrid last ruled Europe. They traveled to Amsterdam to face Juventus. The world expects them to lose. But in the 66th minute, Mijatovic finds the ball. A goal. The whistle blows. The long wait is over. The 7th European Cup, La Septima, finally comes home. Tears flow freely in the streets of Madrid. 1999 is a year of quiet satisfaction and looking ahead. The hunger has been fed, but a new appetite is forming. The century is ending. The club is back on top of the world, but the game is becoming faster, more global. As the clock ticks toward the millennium, the seeds of a new era, an era of galaxies and superstars, are quietly being sown. The 20th century ends as it began, with Real Madrid dreaming of more. Part 4. The Galaxy and the Infinite White. 2000 to present. The new millennium dawns in 2000. The world is buzzing with the promise of a digital future, and Real Madrid begins this new age with a familiar weight in their hands: the European Cup. In Paris, against fellow Spaniards, Valencia, they secure their 8th continental crown. But in the offices, a new vision is taking shape. Florentino Perez arrives, and with him a promise to bring the brightest stars in the universe to one city. Luis Figo joins, the first spark of a new constellation. 2001 is the year of the artist. Zinedine Zidane, a man who moves with the grace of a dancer, arrives in Madrid. The era of the Galacticos truly begins. It is a year of glamour, where the football pitch starts to feel like a red carpet, and the world's eyes are fixed on the white shirts. Then comes 2002, the centennial year. The club is 100 years old. The celebrations are grand, but the greatest gift comes in Glasgow. In the Champions League final, a high ball drops from the sky, and Zidane meets it with a volley that seems to pause time itself. The ball screams into the net. The 9th European Cup is secured, a perfect diamond for the centenary crown. 2003 brings the arrival of David Beckham. The club is now a global icon, famous in every corner of the earth. On the pitch, they win the league, playing a style that is open and expressive. It is a year of bright lights and flashes, where football meets fame. 2004 is a year of stumbling. The balance tips. The stars are there, but the rhythm is lost. The season ends without a major trophy, a surprising silence after the noise of the previous years. It is a reminder that names alone do not win matches. Unity does. 2005 continues the quiet. The club is searching for its soul, changing managers, trying to find the magic formula again. A young Sergio Ramos arrives, long-haired and fierce, bringing a fire that one day will burn brighter than any star. 2006 is a year of farewell. Zidane retires, hanging up his boots after a moment of melancholy at the World Cup. The club feels his absence deeply. The Galactico era begins to fade, leaving memories of beauty, but also a hunger for stability. 2007 is the year of the miracle comeback. Under Fabio Capello again, the team fights with incredible grit. Known as the League of the Clutch, they pull victories from the jaws of defeat week after week. They win the title on the final day, a triumph of spirit over style. 2008 sees the dominance solidify. The team wins the league comfortably. The greatest rivals form a guard of honor to welcome the champions onto the pitch. It is a moment of immense pride, a year where the hierarchy in Spain feels settled and white. 1909 is the year of the revolution. Florentino Perez returns, and he brings a storm. In one summer, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, Benzema, and Xabi Alonso arrive. The ambition is breathtaking. The team is rebuilt overnight, designed to conquer the world once again. 2010 brings intensity. José Mourinho, a manager of sharp intellect and fierce will, takes the helm. The rivalry with Barcelona reaches a boiling point. It is a year of friction and heat, forging a team that is harder, faster, and more aggressive. 2011 is the year of the broken curse. In a tense Copa del Rey final, a towering header from Ronaldo wins the trophy. The team is getting closer to the summit. They reach the European semi-finals, knocking on the door that has been closed for so long. 2012 is the year of records. The team wins the league with 100 points, a feat of incredible consistency. They score goal after goal, a machine of perfect efficiency. The League of Records is etched into history, a testament to pure power. 2013 is a year of transition. Mourinho departs, leaving a toughened squad. Ancelotti arrives with a gentle smile and a calm hand. Gareth Bale joins the attack. The mood softens, becoming more serene, but the obsession remains, the 10th European Cup. 2014, the year of La Decima. In Lisbon, the clock ticks past the 90th minute. All seems lost. Then a corner kick. Sergio Ramos rises. The header, the goal, the explosion of joy is unlike anything seen before. They go on to win 4-1 in extra time. The obsession is cured. The king has returned to his throne.
2015 is a quiet breath after the scream of victory. Trophies are missed, and Ancelotti leaves, but the squad remains strong. Zinedine Zidane returns, this time as a coach, stepping into the dugout with the same quiet authority he had as a player. 2016 brings La Undecima. In Milan, destiny calls again. A penalty shootout decides the European Cup. Ronaldo scores the final kick. Zidane, in his first months as manager, lifts the trophy. It feels like fate. 2017 is the year of the double. The team flows like water, winning the league and smashing Juventus in the Champions League final in Cardiff. It is La Duodecima. The midfield of Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro plays a symphony that controls the continent. 2018 is the year of the dynasty. In Kiev, against Liverpool, a bicycle kick from Bale seals the 13th European Cup, 3 in a row. It is historic, unprecedented. But summer brings change. Cristiano Ronaldo waves goodbye. A legendary chapter closes gently. 2019 is a year of wandering. The team struggles to find its identity without its top scorer. Managers come and go. It is a humble year, a reminder that even giants must sometimes rest and regrow. Zidane returns to steady the ship. 2020 is the year of silence. The world stops. When football returns, it is played in empty stadiums. In the quiet of the Alfredo Di Stefano training ground, Madrid focuses. They win the League of the Pandemic, a title won with mental strength in the midst of global uncertainty. 2021 sees the departure of Zidane and Ramos, two pillars of the modern era. Ancelotti returns for a second spell, bringing his calmness back to a team in transition. David Alaba raises a white chair in celebration, a new symbol of defiance. 2022 is the year of magic. The Champions League campaign defies logic. Comeback after comeback against the giants of Europe. PSG, Chelsea, Manchester City, all defeated by the sheer refusal of the Bernabéu to accept loss. In Paris, they win the 14th cup. It is a victory of belief, pure and simple. 2023 is a year of passing the torch. Karim Benzema, the captain, leaves after years of service. A young Englishman, Jude Bellingham, arrives, spreading his arms wide to the crowd, instantly loved. The team is young, vibrant, and evolving. 2024 is the year of confirmation. The team is a blend of wise veterans and explosive youth. They reclaim the league and, in Wembley, lift the 15th European Cup. The machine does not stop. It simply reloads. Kylian Mbappé finally joins, adding his speed to the legacy. And now, 2025, the present moment. The stadium, fully renovated, shines like a silver spaceship in the heart of the city. The roof is closed, the acoustics perfect. The white shirts are moving on the green grass, just as they did in 1902. The years blur together now. The names change, from Di Stefano to Raul, from Ronaldo to Vinicius, but the spirit remains exactly the same. The crowds are slowly leaving the stadium in your mind. The lights are dimming row by row. The cheers fade into a soft, distant echo. The trophy cabinet is full, but the doors are never locked, always waiting for one more. Generations have sat in those seats, grandfathers holding the hands of granddaughters, witnessing the same white blur, the same feeling of hope. It is a story that has no end. As you drift away, imagine the Santiago Bernabéu at night, empty, silent. The grass is sleeping. The ball is at rest. The history is safe. Real Madrid is not just a club. It is a dream that the world dreams together. And now, it is time for you to join that dream. Good night. Hablamos Madrid. Good night.